It was recently reported that a Muslim woman with her 4-year-old son was attacked at a London, Ontario supermarket. Apparently, another woman, unknown to the shopper, spat on the victim, punched her several times, and grabbed her hair as she tried to remove her hijab. Now, don't get me wrong, this ugly incident is garden variety assault, and whoever perpetrated this crime should do some time behind bars. As well, the idea of randomly assaulting a Muslim for being a Muslim is stupid and wrong. But having said that, I found it curious to see how downright giddy the progressives were in regard to this story. As well, it's been fascinating to see how much coverage this incident has generated. At long last, the left-wing media has some honest-to-goodness Islamophobia to report. Indeed, although the assault was fairly minor given what cops have to deal with on a daily basis in this country, the media coverage was way over the top. On the day the assault occurred, the story was the lead news item with several TV and radio stations right across the country. All of which struck me as curious based on what happened to yours truly almost 5 years ago. Here's my story of the double standard in Canada when it comes to assault, religion, and politics. In July 2011, I was physically assaulted in downtown Toronto. The assault was eyewitnessed and photographed. I believe the assault was also videotaped. Yet the culprit who punched me in the face was never charged. The reason apparently laying charges wouldn't be politically correct. Here are the details. I was at Yonge Dundas Square with my then 9-year-old son. It was a beautiful summer evening. We ate pizza, we drank bubble tea, and I used my new Canon camera to take photos of the square. Suddenly, an angry woman wearing a hijab ran toward me. She was part of a group that included 2 other women wearing full face covering niqabs. She was screaming, "We are Muslim. You do not take pictures of us." Oddly, I can't find the no photos rule in the Quran, but I digress. I informed the lady I was in a public square in a Western democracy, and I can actually take pictures of whatever I please. And then, kapow, she punched me right in the face. My son and I were then surrounded by a mob of about 20 people, many of whom were speaking Arabic. One kept demanding I surrender my camera to him. It was surreal. Was I in Canada or Saudi Arabia? I spotted a group of bicycle-mounted police officers. I burst through the mob with my son in tow and made a beeline towards them. I told Constable Tom Regal what had happened and that I wanted to press assault charges. Better yet, a man and a woman came forward as eyewitnesses. The 50-something couple, originally from Syria, told the police they had observed the entire affair and everything I said was true. The couple said they understood Arabic and could understand what the mob was saying, and in their words, it wasn't nice. After PC Regal took my statement, he went over to the offending woman. She was still hysterical. Phlegm flew from her mouth. Good, I thought. The constable would encounter firsthand what I had been forced to deal with just minutes earlier. The cop walked back to me. Well, no charges would be laid, he said, because he believed the woman's story, which is to say, she was merely trying to knock the camera out of my hands. Got that? Apparently, attempted property damage is okay, and if a face should happen to get in the way of a would-be vandalizing fist, hey, accidents happen. I ended up penning a column for the Toronto Sun, and the story went viral. That prompted the police to take a second look. I was contacted by Detective Heather Nichols. I was asked to come into 52 Division and make a videotaped statement to her and her partner. I was so grateful at getting a second chance at enacting justice. I thought it would only take 10 minutes. Instead, it took more than an hour, and it actually turned out to be an interrogation. Except I was the one being interrogated, not the woman who punched me. Worse, the fix was in. The detectives declined to press charges against the woman, despite photographs, despite eyewitness testimony, and maybe even videotape evidence. I say maybe, folks, because although the square is under police video surveillance, Detective Nichols told me the assault took place out of camera range. Skeptical that I am, I asked to see the footage, but was told I'd have to fork over about $1,000 so as to pixelate out the faces of bystanders in order to protect their privacy. No, seriously. Plan B, I would lay charges as a private citizen. Filing a Freedom of Information request, I secured copies of Constable Regel's notebook. But every piece of tangible data had been censored. I then spent hours at Old City Hall trying to lay charges, but I was repeatedly told that without a name, I could not do so. Yet the police told me they wouldn't release the name of the person who assaulted me because that would violate her privacy. A catch-22 engineered to deny justice. Bottom line, the Muslim woman at the London supermarket who was assaulted is indeed a victim. And the police and the media are doing everything possible to bring that offender to justice. Yet, when I was punched out by an Islamist, no charges were laid despite a preponderance of evidence. Gee, I wonder why. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.